What up? It's your boy T-Bird and Reaction. Today is Wrestling Wednesday. About to get into some BW. No, I'm not. About to get some partsFUNknown. So last week we did top 10 best Survivor Series teams of all time. You know, Survivor Series coming up in a couple weeks. But I'm probably next Sunday next Saturday. But it's down. We're not going to check out the downside of Survivor Series. We're going to take a look at 10 worst Survivor Series teams of all time. And like I said, with our pay-per-view, we had some good times and we had some down times as well too. So without further ado, let's check it out, Shawn. If you don't hold me his little wafer crackers anyway. Let's get it.
This list is heinous. Parody says we now have to do our list of Survivor Series teams that were maybe a little stinky, having listed the best and brightest from Survivor Series past, but good God almighty, writing this list has me locked in a blue and red padded cell. How in the elimination match loving has Survivor Series lasted this long? Because with teams like the 10 I'm about to name, it really shouldn't have. This could be a list of 20, but I simply have to protect my sanity this time, so 10 is what you're getting. Just know that if your most hated Survivor Series match isn't listed here, it isn't for my lack of trying. I'm Tempest hailing from partsFUNknown, and these are the 10 worst Survivor Series teams of all time.
There you go.
But before we get on with this list, please make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and enable notifications to always on so you never miss a fun list just like it. And check out the latest edition of Fantasy Booking Warfare. We're in the semifinals now as Ollie takes on Luke. Number 10, Team Raw 2017. Similar to last week's list, we are looking at these teams based on their makeup and their performance, which may cause some fans to wonder why this team that seems pretty stacked and also won their match would be on this list. Well, it might be because this match and Triple H's performance in this match is about as good as his performance in Blade Trinity.
Oh, shit.
Everything about this match is wrong. You have an over-the-hill Triple H teaming with an over-the-hill Kurt Angle, where they are the featured performers in this match with 4 former NXT champions, John Cena and Randy Orton, and once again,
Shane McMahon.
All to build to a Triple H versus Braun Strowman match that never happens. There have been some egregiously self-indulgent Triple H matches over the course of his career, but I don't think I have ever seen a more masturbatory performance from the man in my life, and I consulted Andy Datson, who is an expert on the subject. On paper, not one of the worst teams, but in practice, absolute wank. Number 9, Shawn Michaels and his Knights, 1993. Remember when WWE had set up the blow-off match for the months-long Bret Hart-Jerry Lawler feud for Survivor Series 1993?
This must be before I was like watching it faithfully.
And then Lawler was taken off the pay-per-view for some very not comedic reasons, and WWE replaced him in the match with Shawn Michaels. On the surface, not a bad break glass in case of emergency pay-per-view wrestler. But when you consider that they didn't change anything about the presentation of his team, it does seem a tad strange that Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, has an army of knights who are knights in name only. I mean, it certainly isn't in their attire. There are some hoopers on this team as well, like Greg Valentine and Barry Horowitz, but you wouldn't know it. The Red Knight, Blue Knight, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight all get beat by the Hart family as this match is just an angle to set up Bret versus Owen for the following WrestleMania. An angle match that lasts 31 bloody minutes, but at least WWE got the shots they wanted for their video package. How did Shawn come into ownership of these knights? I mean, they are his knights. Is there paperwork to be filed out for the custody of knights? Oh, the mysteries of life. Number 8, Team Raw Women's 2020. The women of WWE have had a rough time when it comes to Survivor Series. Thankfully, the years of 9 eliminations in 9 minutes are mostly behind us, but that doesn't mean that all the matches have been good. Enter the 2020 Survivor Series in all its Thunderdome glory. Representing Raw was everyone's favorite face breaker, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce, and Lana.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible, especially the way how the whole thing was part of the whole thing with Shayna and Nia poking Lana. Oh, that was the whole thing. Like, do this war, we want to push you to the table. That was so cringe. That was so cringe.
Now, honestly, most of these women's teams from the bad years of Survivor Series are about equal in quality. But 2020, man, this match was designed to fail. All because there were no fans there to boo it. Lana was being presented as a up at the time,
Right.
which made the match a punchline for the joke that was
Yep.
Lana winning without doing anything to help her team.
Right.
It also made everyone else on the team look worse by being the punchline of a punchline match. Number 7, the Disciples of Apocalypse,
Ooh.
1997. No, not Psylocke, Archangel, Storm, and
They got
Magneto.
jokes.
These Disciples of Apocalypse have even stupider names. Clearly, this is the most appalling thing to happen at Survivor Series 1997. To be fair, after watching
The Montreal's screw job.
this match, I probably would not have the patience to come up with a solution to Brett and Shawn spat either. Luke and I had a lovely chat in the office about this match, about how it does not feel real that Chronic was just in WWE in 1997. And in this match, they teamed with Ron and Dawn Harris, the ones with the Nazi tattoos, as the Disciples of Apocalypse. And in the style of the Chicago Bulls lineup announcement, we had Crush, Chains, 8-Ball, and Skull. Because my God, those names are about as 90s as the Chicago
Yup.
Bulls are. Chains even has a Z in it. That's how 90s he is. And remember, if you get upset by me saying Z, you have to donate to my Build the World's Smallest Violin Fund. They lose in less than 10 minutes to the Truth Commission, who are also in contention for this list, but I had to give fellow Canadian Don Callis a win somehow.
Piece of shit Don back then when he was the Jackal.
Number 6, Team Total Divas, 2013.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
the
was-
days of Total Divas
that
being the
was-
biggest selling point of the WWE Divas division may be behind us, but the memory of this godforsaken match will never die. Now, you may think that the team made up of WWE's reality TV stars would be worse than the team made up of the wrestlers, and it is close, but somehow Team Total Divas is less offensive to me. I say somehow, it is because Natalya, Naomi, and the Bella Twins are on this one, and they can at the very least do a grapple. But that's enough praise, because this team also had Eva Marie, everyone's favorite worst wrestler ever, Cameron, famous for trying to pin someone who was laying on their front, and JoJo, who literally only wrestled one more match ever. This match is historically bad. With
I
12
always wondered about that whole thing, about Eva and JoJo. I mean, not against JoJo, she did things as an announcer, but Eva, how they got picked up for Total Diva in the first place, and when they had no, it was like not on NXT or anything related. I have no idea. Who knows? But
eliminations in 11 and a half minutes, which should tell you everything you need to know about it. And I'll be honest, I don't even know how to end this entry, so I asked Pete and he just said, F*** him. Pete Quinnell, 2023. Notorious lover of early 2010s WWE women's wrestling. Number 5, Big Boss Man, Midian, Visera, and Prince Albert, 1999.
Ooh.
There has never been a Survivor Series team with a worse performance than this one.
That was-
And
I
before you start
remember
to
that.
actually me in the comments about Team Rated RKO or some such Divas team from 2010 or something, this team was made up of the Big
Yes.
Boss Man, Huda Man and all that, Clothed Midian, the world's spookiest love machine, and the dick piercing guy, and in a 4-on-1 handicap Survivor Series match, all got beat in 1 minute and 26 seconds. Somehow,
Oh, the Big Show.
it was deemed appropriate for Boss Man to get a WWE Championship match on the next pay-per-view. Truth be told, this should be even higher on this list, but I simply can't deny that there are teams that are somehow even worse. So buckle in, because we've got 4 more to go.
Lord.
Number 4, the
Four Doinks. Oh, yeah, I remember
1993.
that.
Stoner's Pot Palace, the never-ending story, the 4 Doinks, the most famous examples of flagrant false advertising ever committed by man. Bushwhackers Butch and Luke, Mo, and Mabel of Men on a Mission, not a single real doink in sight.
Right.
Not even that random guy from the Climb the Corporate Ladder match, and he was barely a doink. He was the quasi-doink. He was the Diet Coke of doink. Just 1 calorie, not doink enough.
Lord.
Would a real doink have made this match any better? Probably not, but I wouldn't feel lied to. The match is bad. These 4 clowns beat Bam Bam Bigelow, a sentence that fills me with dread, and I don't know if I have ever seen a better encapsulation of WWE in 1993 than this. Dr. Dre had put out nothing but a G-Thang less than a year before this, and this is what WWE thought was cool. Horrible prop comedy that nobody with functioning eyes and a birth certificate older than a decade could possibly find funny. But hey, 4 Doinks at number 4, at least that's satisfying. Number 3, Team True Divas,
Oh, yeah.
2013. We spoke about it earlier, but maybe this wasn't the best lineup to defend the honor of pro wrestling from those nasty reality TV stars. Here we have the XXL Survivor Series match with 7 women on each side. So say hello to AJ Lee, maybe the greatest Divas champion ever and a strong start, Then Caitlyn. Okay, AJ's rival, not a great worker, but thematically I get it. Then Alicia Fox. I like a Northern Light suplex as much as the next guy. Then Oksana, Rosa Mendes, Summer Rae, and Tamina. Okay, no, you ruined it. Was it that important to get the two untrained women on the Total Divas side in this match? You couldn't have just had them at ringside and saved us from Oksana on pay-per-view? This is one of the most legendarily bad Survivor Series tag matches in history. And between this and the Orton Big Show main event, I don't know how Survivor Series made it another decade past 2013. But for as legendarily bad as this match is, it isn't the worst. And it isn't the one that made me hate wrestling entirely while I was writing about it. Number 2 and number 1, Clowns Are Us.
Number 2 and 1 is that bad?
1994. Well, I asked for a Doinks.
Oh my god, yes. Doink in his dinks. Lord.
Preferable. This match makes me wish wrestling had never been invented so I could spend my time watching and reviewing something more enjoyable.
My god, what the fuck?
Electric Poogaloo. Nothing about this match works. Nothing about.
I see why I'm glad I came in.
I got real gun to watch the wrestling around the tail end of New Generation era because it's a little bit better than this. What the fuck WWE was going through. And they was going through some hard time at the Hogan left. I'll say that. They go some hard time at the Hogan and all them left. Officially, man.
About it makes sense. Nothing about it makes me want to continue, but the finish line is in sight. Jerry Lawler and his mini Lawlers named Sleazy, Cheesy, and Queasy face Doink and his mini Doinks named Dink, Wink, and Pink, none of which were wearing pink, so clearly this match cannot be trusted. There are some truly brilliant mini wrestlers that are more than capable of having excellent wrestling matches, but let me tell you, this sure as wasn't one of them. It is established at the start that Lawler and Doink can only fight one another, and then Doink is immediately eliminated, which would mean that the mini Doinks have no way of winning, but on and on we go, watching terrible comedy until all the Doinks were eliminated in a clean sweep. For a sweep this clean, this match sure was a mess. You are able to have good comedy matches in wrestling. Go watch Hiromu Takahashi versus Toru Yano from 2020 to see a good one. But WWE was allergic to comedy in the 90s like the Leafs are allergic to success, and personally, I don't think there is a single style of match that is more offensive, one done badly, than a comedy match. And you will not see one done as badly as this. And that's our list. Please.
Oh, my bad, I got you, but that was just horrible, man. I got you. That was horrible, man. That was horrible. That is the worst match. That is not only it's the fact that it was let's say it's not like midget wrestling. Small guys can do some good in wrestling though. In midget wrestling, you used to watch midget wrestling, they can get down. But that shit was horrible. None of them had any wrestling skill. Not to mention, Doink get eliminated first. So what the hell? Wow. Other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.